Right, we're going to be looking into arrays as the first part of the session here, and then into objects and how we can print them out in different ways. So I'm just going to quickly show you a basic variable called var. So single data. That's what the first one, just to indicate, and this will contain a string text, right? So this would be what we've been doing as of yet. This could contain a number or a string or whatever really. We are going to create an array, and I'm just going to call this my array in this case here, or we can choose a better name later on. But to create an array in JavaScript that can hold more than one piece of information, like up here, this can only hold string text, and then we're done with it. We kind of want to create something now that can hold or store more than one piece of information. So if we, for example, were doing the to-do, or you're doing a web shop with products and so on and so on, we use this array indicators here, or characters here, that is a squared bracket. This tells JavaScript that we're creating an array. This is also the same way, if I recall, you do it in PHP and many other different languages. In here we can just start typing in different things. If we were using a number, we would do like before, just type in the number type, and then we would separate each item in here in our array with a comma here, just like you would if you do a CSS selector where we have more than one selector, we would separate it with the comma here. And then we can start adding in a string text to, and we want a boolean that's true, we want something else that is yellow, and so on and so on. We can just continue adding in. So right now I just put in 4 different items. Right now I just created in one line, and that's really up to you, but personal preference, I like to have it like this, but no, well, not this small one, but sometimes you will see people having them in lines instead of in a one row, but that's really up to the individual persons. But the enter in JavaScript doesn't matter. It's not going to create a new line when you print it out. This is just for a better overview for me. To print this out we're going to use the same one as we did before with the console log to start with. So let's try to print out something from our array. So if we were to print out single data, so let's try that one. Save and go to, you should say string text over here right now, if I click save. And it does nothing because of something weird. Let's see, let's just try to save and refresh once more. There we go. So it's now printing out the string for the first one that just has 1. So let's try and change this to my array and see what happens. So let's just put in my array instead of the single data in the console log here and see what that actually does. So now it prints out, as you can see, it says 4 because there's 4 items in this array, and it prints out 2, string text, true, and yellow. But we kind of just wanted to print out one of them. So what if I only wanted to print out string text 2? Because now it's just pushing out the actual array and also the brackets and everything. But if I just wanted to have the text from this string here, so string text 2 to be printed out, I'm going to use this notation down here, and I'm going to have to do a count. So arrays, like the other things we encountered, starts from 0. So the first item is 0, second item is 1, 2, and 3. So it's a little bit behind, but let's try to do something weird. Not weird, but as we usually would think that the first item is this one, right? So we are going to kind of like, it's going to print out 2, but it's actually going to print out the string text because string text is 1. And I can just show you how and why it is this. So go back to this and expand this, and you can see the first thing it counts is 0, and that equals to 2. 1 is string text. So an array starts from 0 and continues from there. That's kind of something you always need to have in mind while trying to access an array or tables and things like this, that it usually starts from 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool, that's just the first introduction to how you can create a simple array and print it out through the console log.